Hey guys, welcome to a short tutorial on how to set up your V-Ray caches. If you're using caches as your primary or secondary engine, it's a good idea to cache them and set them to load from file before you're submitting the scene for rendering. Usually when I have moving objects in the scene, I use the primary engine as irradiance map and the secondary set on light cache. My setup is the following. I do a first pass using the pre-pass mode. I set the output file of the VR map. I go to global switches and enable the don't render final image. I have the light cache set on single frame. This will be merged into the irradiance map, and I then render the frame range that I need to. So pick a frame range that you want. You'll need 2 frames before and 2 frames after the frame range, the final frame range that you are looking for on your final render. So after you pre-compute your irradiance map, you're going to get the files render for that range that you put there, and then you set it on animation rendering, and here you are going to load the irradiance map, and it will load them one by one. The second option that I see some people using sometimes is using just light cache in their render, because it's fast. It won't give you the best results, but on some scenes it's fast and it works just fine. So the workflow using the light cache, I would recommend using if you don't have any moving objects and it's just a camera that moves, so it's basically a walkthrough that you're doing on your scene. That's mostly found in ArchViz and this kind of renderings. So you set the primary engine on light cache and you do the following. You go to the Flythrough option. I go to expert mode. So Flythrough, I enable the autosave option. It's a good idea to use the camera path when you do this, because this will create the light cache that's needed for the entire camera path, not just for one single frame. So I go Flythrough. I must choose a path where I want to save this. So light cache. I do this thing. I must have the don't render final image enabled, and then I render one single frame from this frame range, and this will create the cache for the entire camera path. So if it's a long frame range that you're rendering, it might take a while to compute everything, but it will basically put all the needed computation in one file that you will then use for your final render. So you then enable the don't render final image after you computed this. You just click render, it will render and save you the file there. And after that, when you have the cache file saved, you set it from file, and then you load this here. CGIFarm works just fine with pre-computed light caches. Make sure you have them set. And I also made a tutorial showing how you could render irradiance caching, which takes longer than a single file light cache, but that's a video tutorial for the post upload that you can find in the advanced tutorials on our website. So this is it. You set the primary engine to light cache, set the mode from file after you compute the light cache that you want, and make sure that you have the output set, as this is a problem I mostly find on our clients. They forget to set the output. We are defaulting to the to an extension, EXR extension, but sometimes it's not the extension you want. And this is it. If you have any questions, Don't forget to contact on our email address info@cgifarm.com. Thanks for your time.